After India's IT ministry summoned Meta's global public policy head regarding removal of PM's post, the government sources have said Meta's PM post removal explanation is not reasonable and a deeper discussion is needed. Meta had explained the Prime Minister's video removal was an error. Government sources mentioned that the issue is far from settled. Atul Ranjan is with us on this story. Atul, the government is not satisfied with Meta's technical glitch explanation. What are your sources telling you? Atul, are you able to hear me?
Yes, Uday, I can.
Atul, I'm trying to ask you about this row over Meta. Is the government satisfied with Meta's explanation that it was a technical glitch?
Well, as you know, the Meta spokesperson earlier today issued a one-line statement that inadvertent error that sort of restricted Prime Minister's video was a technical error. Now, that statement has not cut eyes with the government, and the government wants more. It has specifically government sources have told that this particular statement does not explain things well enough, and it needs more explanation from the Meta. And that is why you see that the MEITY has summoned the global public policy officer of Meta to seek an explanation over why Prime Minister's video, which was released on the midnight of Thursday, about students and the promises that the Prime Minister was making about High Court, fast track in the High Court, as well as cabinet decisions to establish strengthen in fact existing anti-paper leak law. That video was restricted by Meta and Facebook in particular. That has not gone well with the government, and since then the Meta has been asked to appear before the government. Also, what we are seeing is that the Parliamentary Standing Committee, which is headed by Nishikant Dubey, the BJP MP, they have also issued summons to not just Facebook, in fact, but all the major technical and social media platforms, and they too would be asked to explain their social media policies. So there's clearly government, heating up the pressure, in fact, against these social media giants, as well as the Parliamentary Standing Committee is also doing its bit.
All right, more breaking news also coming in this hour now. Filmmaker Ram Gopal Verma has entered the NEET reform debate with a post on X. He's tagged Prime Minister Modi, Nandan Nilekani, the company beyond the current education model. He's also called for a AI-powered, personalized education, flexible course durations, AI-assisted exams, and said the country needs not just reform, but a complete education revolution. Atul Ranjan is with us on this story. Atul, filmmaker Ram Gopal Verma now is also weighed into the NEET and education reform debate. What has he said?
Well, yes, what essentially he says is that quite some radical suggestions that is coming from Ram Gopal Verma. What he says is that, the education system needs to be greatly integrated with AI, and AI has to play a better role, a greater role is what he suggests. He says that, rather than having the typical examination cycle, academic cycle, students should be allowed to choose the kind of courses that they want to study, the kind of, the period for which they want to study, and the timelines of the examination is all something which the students should be asked to decide for themselves. Whenever a student is ready, he should be allowed to give examination, and not when the academic cycle dictates, is what he is telling. What he says is that the technical skills are already something which is playing a far greater role, and degrees are something which is greatly getting redundant in the today's job market and the job cycle, is what he's saying. And he's also adds that the classroom syllabus and the entrance examination, all of this which we treat like temples, is something which is getting outdated as far as today's time is concerned. That is all the kind of radical statement that Ram Gopal Verma has made. And in fact, this is coming this adds to the series of comments that we have seen from celebrities across the last few weeks, where when the CJP protests got this momentum, we saw celebrities across Bollywood making statements about educational reforms and standing with the youth when it comes to their demand. So Ram Gopal Verma also adding to the list, but certainly making some radical statements and suggestions when it comes to educational reforms.
All right, further breaking news now.